Mao Zedong, revered by some, reviled by others. His image plastered everywhere, a symbol of China's rise. But what if the stories we've heard are just one side? We peel back the layers of history and ask, why were Mao Zedong's opponents portraying him as a demon? Mao Zedong, the founding father of modern China, is a giant of the 20th century, but his legacy is far from simple. Was Mao a hero or a villain? Or something more complex altogether? Let's find out. The rise of Mao Zedong. Before we delve into the demonization of Mao, let's rewind a bit. Mao Zedong rose to power in the chaotic aftermath of China's struggle against foreign imperialism and civil war. The country was desperately poor and divided. Mao, a charismatic leader with a strong grasp of communist ideology, promised a new path. He rallied the peasantry, the vast majority of China's population, with ideas of land reform and social equality. His message resonated deeply with millions yearning for a better life. The cult of personality. Once in power, Mao established a one-party state, the Communist Party of China. This centralized all political authority under his control. He then embarked on an ambitious program of social and economic transformation, collectivizing land, nationalizing industries, and aiming to rapidly modernize China. Mao understood the power of symbolism and imagery. He became the face of this revolution, his portrait plastered on posters, adorning buildings, and even appearing on everyday objects like teacups and badges. Propaganda portrayed him not just as a leader, but as a benevolent father figure, a wise Chairman Mao guiding China to greatness. He was depicted in heroic poses, often bathed in a warm golden light, suggesting a near mythical status. The Great Leap Forward and the Great Famine. However, Mao's grand vision, the Great Leap Forward, 1958 to 1962, aimed at rapid industrialization, turned into a devastating disaster. Fueled by a desire to surpass Western powers and achieve communism at breakneck speed, Mao pushed unrealistic production quotas on agricultural communes. These collectives, formed by merging individual farms, were supposed to be the engine of China's economic transformation. But the blind pursuit of rapid steel production, often in backyard furnaces with limited effectiveness, diverted resources and manpower away from food production. Dissent and the Cultural Revolution. The famine exposed cracks in Mao's image. Whispers of discontent turned into open dissent, but Mao wouldn't tolerate any criticism. Fearing a loss of control, he launched the Cultural Revolution, a decade of political and social upheaval. Students, known as the Red Guards, were unleashed to purge the country of counter-revolutionary elements. Intellectuals, artists, and anyone deemed a threat to Mao's authority were persecuted. Millions were imprisoned, tortured, or even killed. Why Mao Zedong was demonized by his opponents. Mao Zedong, a name that evokes revolution, power, and for his adversaries, a terrifying specter. But why was such a towering figure demonized by those who dared to oppose him? To unravel this, we need to delve into the dark underbelly of Mao's regime and the systematic silencing of dissent. Mao established an iron-fisted one-party state. Propaganda portrayed him as a benevolent leader, a great helmsman steering China towards a utopian future. Yet, this carefully crafted image masked a harsh reality: the brutal suppression of any voice that dared to challenge his absolute authority, crushing dissent, from landlords to intellectuals. One key reason for Mao's demonization lies in the sheer brutality directed at his opponents. Landlords, once demonized by the propaganda machine, were now labeled counter-revolutionaries and subjected to violence, public humiliation, and even execution. This wasn't just about eliminating a social class, it was a chilling message to anyone harboring dissent. Intellectuals and artists, the lifeblood of a healthy society, faced a similar fate. Those who didn't toe the party line or produce works glorifying Mao were branded rightists and purged. Beyond silencing, demonization through propaganda. But Mao's regime didn't rely solely on brute force. A sophisticated propaganda machine played a crucial role in demonizing his opponents. Here's how it worked. Opponents weren't portrayed as people with differing ideas. They were depicted as monstrous creatures, snakes, landlords with bulging eyes and blood-sucking fangs, intellectuals with oversized glasses symbolizing their supposed detachment from reality. This imagery instilled fear and discouraged sympathy. Mao's regime presented a simplistic narrative of good versus evil, the Communist Party and Mao representing absolute good, and any opposition representing pure evil. This left no room for nuanced discussion or alternative viewpoints. By portraying himself as the sole savior fighting demonic forces, Mao solidified his position as the only leader capable of guiding China. Mao's legacy. Mao's legacy remains a contentious issue within China and internationally. His supporters point to his achievements in uniting a fractured nation and lifting millions out of poverty. The land reforms of his early years undeniably empowered the peasantry and increased agricultural production, at least initially. Mao's leadership undoubtedly ushered in a period of social and economic transformation in China. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the devastating human cost of some of his policies, like the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution. Mao Zedong definitely was a crucial figure in Chinese history. Now, let's shift gears and explore China's ambitious plan for the 21st century. If you want to know more, just click the image on the screen. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.